Hello everybody and welcome to the Game Warrior. My name is Jason.
I'm Jenny.
And we're going over our top 50 games of all time, the 2022 edition. This video is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. It's not. This video goes 40 through 31.
Yes.
40 through 31. Yes. Shall we have you start, or do you want me to start? Me? Okay. Number 40. This was a surprise. This is going to cause her to probably reach out and punch me. She hates this game.
Ooh.
Hates it. Hates it.
Hold on.
See if you can guess it.
Hate this game.
You hate this game.
I hate it.
Hate it. You hate this game. It's not like you dislike it, like Ticket to Ride dislike. You hate this game. You have bad memories about this game.
Carcassonne?
No, do you hate that game?
No. Monopoly?
And my number one game of all time!
I don't know.
No one would ever watch another video we made. Power Grid!
Oh!
Give me some electricity!
Oh, how did I not know that?
Yeah.
Oof. No.
What a great game.
I feel like it sucks the life out of you.
Yeah. Well, I don't get to play it, obviously.
It's about 1 billion hours long.
It's too long.
And it sucks the life out of you, and then you lose. That's my experience of Power Grid.
I think it's got a great overall mechanic where if you're behind it, you get to choose first. And so the person in first, is kind of punished. And so it just makes it more even for everybody. There's no runaway train victories in Power Grid. My number 40. And a game I haven't played this year, or probably won't play next year either because someone won't play with me.
It's a rough way to start the 40. Okay.
A little electricity in your life.
Ugh.
Feels better, doesn't it?
Nope.
It's an old classic, by the way.
Terrible.
If you don't know what that game is, it's an old classic. Terrible cover by today's standards.
Yeah, it's ugly.
It's ugly. It's an ugly game. That's what makes it so good.
All right. Very good.
You're going to do better than that?
I sure am. My number 40, I believe it may have been on my list last year as well. If not, it probably just fallen out of the top 20 because I think we did the top 20 last year. And so my number 40 is The Others. So The Others is you get to play a team of people. It's a one versus many. So a team of people gets to go after a big bad monster, one of the 7 deadly sins, in fact. And it's just, I love the theme. I love that you're fighting the 7 deadly sins. The 7 deadly sins have really cool powers that have something to do with who they are. So, you have lust, and you have, apparently that's the only time.
That's the only sin she knows. Lust.
There you go. All right. Moving right along.
It has a fantastic feature that, so it's one guy, one person controls the others, the one of the 7 deadly sins, and instead of taking turns, you have reaction tokens.
Yeah.
So you just wait, and then you react when you want. So they do
you
something,
don't
you react
have to do a turn every time. You can sit there and let them do a few things, and then boom,
hit them with
something.
It's really a cool system. I love the comp system. I love how the more you take on a certain amount of damage or insanity, it's an Eric M. Lang game, so it's somewhat similar to the Cthulhu Death May Die idea, where the more crazy you get, or the more wounded you get, the more powerful and dice you get, and so you're balancing.
You expect to die, so you've got a backup team. You've got people waiting in the wings that when you die, you just pull in a new character and you start with that character. So we've won it, we've lost it, so it's a really cool game.
Yeah, I do think I figured a way at the end of the game when you're playing the bad guy, playing the sin, to hole up, and it's really frustrated you. So
that's why this game is not higher on my list, and is because of Jason. So he's kind of driven a Mack truck through, just holding up in a space with all of his monsterness, and then just taking out the people who try and go in and get him. So it's not fun. So that's
Not fun for her.
probably needs to
We
be
should clarify that.
there probably needs to be a house rule to prevent that from happening, because he's a jerk.
Wow. Jerk.
Yeah. So my number 40.
Well, Jenny, the jerk store called, and I guess they're all out of you.
All right, number 40 was the others.
That was a Seinfeld reference. Oh, we got another crossover.
What a shock.
Another crossover.
Wait, was the others, did we say? Was it on my list last
Oh,
year?
yes. Let's look at the other list last year. Nope,
it?
it fell off.
It fell
It was
off.
my 25 last year, so we'll see if it's even still on my list.
All right, cool.
It's been falling. Just can't win. Okay, my number, wow, short-term memory.
40.
40. No, we just did 40. Number 39.
Number 39.
Crossover with Jenny's last list. Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep, a game that we should probably just play more
Yeah.
because we really liked it. It was good. It was really exciting. We liked it. There's a lot of games that come through here.
Yeah, I think you made a good point on the last video. Is we did play this game with other people that it's not that they didn't like the game, but they don't like the I don't think combat is particularly their jam, and so obviously it wasn't like the best game, and after that I think it kind of fizzled out for us, even though when we played it we absolutely loved it.
And there is a theme here, and I should say this, because if you're listening for entertainment purposes, that's great. But if you're listening to hear game recommendations, I think this was the year we went through a phase when, I've told you this before on my videos, where I wanted more people the better, and then it narrowed down, and it narrowed down. And this was probably the year where it narrowed down the most, even though we've had some good group games with people, our Oathsworn campaign, and on a few others, that I'm really starting to get into not two-player games, but games like Massive Darkness as an example, or Dwellings of Eldervale, and just the two of us playing. 2 players on these games, or 3 at the most. And the games are really singing at that number. So I think if we revisited Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea in that vein, I think we would enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, my number 39, Heroes of Water, Fire, and Ether.
Land, Air, and Sea.
What do you got for us?
So my 39 is a favorite of yours. You cannot get enough of this game. You want to bring it out every minute of every day, and I have to keep telling him no.
If this is one of my favorite games of all time, and you've got it this low, I'm going to be offended.
Okay. It's Nidavelir.
Oh, I hate this game. I hate it. Hate it.
So Nidavelir, it's a cool game. It's got amazing artwork. I absolutely love the artwork. You're basically building a band of dwarves that are going to go off and do battle. So it's got kind of this betting system where you're going to the different, I think, taverns, and you're betting on these things in order to get a dwarf to add it to your army. And those subsequently give you some points. And I think it's a really smooth game. I think it's fun. I beat Jason all the time at it whenever we've played it. The artwork I think is very cool. The powers are cool that you get from the different dwarves. So I really enjoy this game.
Yeah, it's fairly affordable. It's easy to learn. It's easy to teach. It's a game. I don't like it. This is a game that Tom Vassell recommended a lot. He loves it, and I ran out, got it, and No, just strangely wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So, but it's not it's pretty cheap and again, easy to teach, easy to learn.
Yeah, it's a very pretty game too. So, well, not pretty, but good looking. But anyway, 39, Nidavelir.
39, Nidavelir. All right, we're going to move to number...
I think, wait, was Nidavelir on my list last
It was, 18.
There you
It's
go.
dropped. All right, number 38. 38 is a surprise to me. I'm a little surprised that it's this high. Let me see if there's anything that I really think that I just did. So this is a Cult of the New. So there's a little bit of, when I was doing the comparisons, there were times when I was like, yeah, I guess I kind of want to play that right now, a little. Mm-hmm. I'm sure this is going to surprise you a little. This is Cascadia. So it made my top 50, which is kind of a surprise.
What is the surprise?
But in comparisons, I was like, yeah, I'd rather play that than... I obviously would rather play that than Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, which was my last one, right?
Right.
So, 38. Cascadia is this cool little, if you don't know, it came out last year. And by last year, I think I mean 2021. Mm-hmm. A little tile laying game. And it's elegant, it's simple, it's easy to learn, easy to teach.
Yeah, you can toss it down, play it after, you get home from work. It doesn't take very long.
We've never played it at more than 2 people, but at 2 it really is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, my number 38, Cascadia. First to the list. It wasn't on last year.
Okay, this one was a bit of a surprise to me as well. So, I think we did a review on this. Maybe it's not up. I don't know if it's up yet. But this game just... The theme, the art, absolutely in love with it. So this game was Dog Park.
Yeah. Actually went up this morning.
Oh, okay.
The review.
So go check that out. So this one, I think, and I may have even mentioned it in our review, I'm kind of torn with this game. It's very simple. There's not, I don't think there's a ton of strategy to it. But oh my gosh, if you like dogs, the dog card deck is like this big. The artwork is beautiful. The little meeples are beautiful. It's just a really simple game. You're basically picking a dog, taking that dog for a walk, getting resources so that you can turn around and get another dog and gain points. And basically it's a point system game. So again, not like a ton of meat to this game, but the love and care that the game designers put into this is so evident. Like everything that they did with this game, from a little dial where you kind of do a auction,
yeah, a little auction
kind of style. Everything is so cute. The tokens, you've got little toys and little dog biscuits, and I mean, just it was a labor of love, and you can absolutely tell. And so that's, I think, why this game ended up actually in my top 50, which was a surprise to me. And it's simple. You can toss it down and play it and just enjoy it because it's a beautiful game. So my number 38, Dog Park.
Dog Park. Nice game. I agree with everything you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't think I'll ever play it again. Is the problem.
I could toss it down again just because I want to look at it.
Yeah. Onward up the mountain to number 37, which is one of the funnest games that we don't play very often. And that is another theme that we like, post-apocalyptic. It's a area control 2-player, well, no, we could probably play with 4. It's called Ruination. Love the art of it. Oh, the style is just so, to me, you could stare at the art all day long.
Yeah.
The mechanics of the battle are clunky. I think I would have liked dice. I mean, there are some dice in it, but it's a little clunky. It's fresh. I've never seen anything like it before.
No, I've never seen anything like it. I think the cards are amazing. The different ways that you can choose what you want to do.
Yeah, it's like a Mad Max
step.
world. It's Road Warrior. You've got, junk and waste. It's a little bit like Radlands. We like that. It's got the mutant feel to it. But the combat system sometimes just makes me scratch my head. And here's the problem. We pulled it out the other day and we're like, okay, we're going to do this again. And then we went, oh, we have to relearn this. So that combat system was so weirdly complex to me.
But it's cool.
It is cool.
Once
It
you
works.
remember how to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's clunky. I think it's just complex. And I think once you remember how to do it, then I think it hums quite well. But I don't think it's clunky. I think it's complex. And it's not like anything I've seen before, like you said.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Ruination. Fun war game.
Yeah. Artwork is amazing. The miniatures
are fantastic.
So cool.
Yeah, it's a great game. That seems to be slowed down for me by a little bit of its either clunky / confusing war combat. It's the combat system. Yeah,
and there was something about the combat you really didn't like. Like, it didn't logically make sense. I don't remember what it was, but...
Yeah, there was a piece that, And that is, I mean, for what it's worth, things that, as we experiment and play around with designing games, sometimes you think, oh, I need to change this to balance it to make the system flow. And, right, to make the game work. And then, but if that thing doesn't make sense, to me as a player, that really throws me off. And there were a few things that I felt in the system was like, I guess what you're doing to balance this out, but it doesn't make sense. An example would be Gloomhaven's loot system. Like, the guy dies and the loot falls to the ground and you can't pick it up unless you use a loot action. That's just dumb. I can't play that.
You can't bend over and pick it up? What?
Well, it's just there. I kill a monster, the treasure's there. I mean, that's...
We've house ruled that one up.
Yeah, just
pick it up.
That's just too ridiculous. It doesn't work.
It doesn't
for me.
make sense.
And that's a problem for me, not for other people, right? And so Ruination had a little bit of that. But it's fun.
Cool game.
All right, that was my number. Where were we at?
Yeah, and Ruination
37.
So Ruination was on my list last year. And
it was. It was your number 16.
It was not on your list.
Did it fall off my list last year? Oh, no, 23.
Oh, just kidding.
Yeah, so it's gone down.
Yeah.
New. Got to make room for the new. The shiny. Okay. What do you got?
All right. So we are at number 37. It's a crossover.
Ruination?
No.
Oh.
Cascadia.
Cascadia. Wow, it's in your top 50.
Yeah, it's in my top 50.
Again, doing the comparisons, right? There were a couple times you're like, yeah, I guess I would play that over this or over this.
I think where this one out over some games is it is simple to toss down. It's easy to learn. It's easy to play. It's not the prettiest game. I'm honestly, and we've done a review on it. I don't understand why this ends up so high on so many people's list. And I was actually surprised it was in my top 50.
It's the ease of play.
It must be the ease of play because you can really just toss it down.
It was a quick teach too. I just taught it to you and we were in.
And we played a couple games, just one right after the other. So, but yeah, it's a cool game. I like it.
Little tile laying game. Got a great theme: bears and salmon and eagles. You can tell they actually come from the Northwest. Yeah. People who made the game. Yeah.
Cascadia.
And for some people, like these little tile laying, point gathering, put it all together games, it's wonderful. Ranks very highly. Again, it's affordable. It's easy to get. It's just tiles. Doesn't have any super expensive miniatures or anything like that. Yeah. All right. Where are we at? This is ridiculous. I got my third crossover with myself. Probably the last one though.
With yourself.
Zombicide.
Okay, so anyone who watched our first video, the 50 through 41, he's like, I don't really like Zombicide. And you have 3 of them, and you're 3 in his top 50.
And the idiot one, the idiot one of this is probably this might be a problem of the pub meeple system. It's the one I like the least is the highest rated. That's Undead or Alive. That's not true. I would put Black Plague above this. But here's the thing. Okay, I know why it got rated above.
Okay.
Because when I was going, it was like, oh, I want to play that. Like if you put it next to Black Plague, I'd rather play Undead or Alive right now. It's the new one.
The theme? Oh, because it's new.
Yeah. So would I rather play it over Green Horde? I'd rather play Undead or Alive. Like it's fresh, it's new. I'd like to try to beat it. So there's an energy to me that I want to play it more. Do I like it better than Black Plague? Not unless I start winning. Some more, yeah. So that's interesting. So that's why it's higher. It's a Cult of the New thing where I'm painting it. I'm excited. I look at it. We had some friends over for HeberCon this weekend, and they were like, "Let's play Zombicide," and I was like, "That could be fun." We had a group of people, everyone chucking dice. Yeah.
Says the one who doesn't like Zombicide.
It won't be on. There's no more Zombicide. We're done. What do you got for us?
All right.
Number 36 for you.
My number 36 is Champions of Midgard. So we talked about this already. Not going to say much more other than the dice chucking. I love how many dice you can throw down. Plus, it's a nice mix of dice chucking and worker placement. The cards are fun. The different actions that you can take are really fun. I think they weave together that theme really well of, you're this Viking warrior and you have to go fight monsters and there's runes and there's, you have to go hunting. And so it's just a very, very cool game. So Champions of Midgard.
36. We move on now to 35. My 35 is a massive campaign game that I enjoyed every moment of, but I don't know if I'll ever play again. I do hope I do. It's Sleeping Gods. It was fun. I loved the open sandbox. I loved exploring it. We had it on the kitchen counter, and for a couple weeks we just played it every night. Mm-hmm. And then I thought, this is ridiculous. This is our kitchen counter, and I moved it to the other room and said, we'll just play it over there. And honest, we've never played it since. And then I finally took it down.
Location.
Fun game. Not super thrilled about the combat system in that game either. But, a couple times it was like it's very punishing. And I'm like, okay, I don't care. I win that battle and let's go to the next location. Let's sail the ship over here and find the puzzle there. And let's go over here. Not so thrilled by the combat, but the story and the open world and the artwork by Ryan Lockett. Loved it. I do hope I get back to it someday. Mm-hmm. Sleeping Gods is my 35.
Cool.
What do you got for 35?
All right, so my number 35 is also a game that we started playing, I think, in 2021. It's not a campaign game, but we played it in 2021. It didn't make it to the table in 2022. I'd like to see it get back, but it is a monster of a game, and that is Ankh. Ankh. So the miniatures in Ankh are amazing, very, very cool. I think it's a fun game. The board is very cool. The different powers that the different gods have are awesome.
Right up here.
Yeah, it's like the half. So it's a game I definitely want to get out again. I don't hear it on a lot of people's lists anymore. It seems like it was kind of like a big flashy game and then it's kind of fizzled out a little bit, but I really enjoy Ankh. I'd like to get it back out again, but it's an effort to get it back out and get it set up and get it played. So maybe that's why it's dwindled a little bit.
Ankh, your number 35, right? My number 34, going over to 34, will be the first of many games by these two folks from New Zealand. Who is it? Come on. This one is Architects of the South Moonscape. No, West Kingdom. Architects of the West Kingdom. A great worker placement, innovative little cute. These guys, Shem Phillips and S.J. McDonald, I think are Wayfarers, are sitting over there. You'll see that on my list. Hint, hint, surprise, surprise, spoiler, spoiler. Architects is the lowest of them for me, but I'll just say one thing. I love that you get 20 workers. It's like we just played Dune appearing the other day. Here's your two
So
workers.
scarce.
Here's your two workers. You're like, two?
Yeah.
Oh, I want more than two. You don't get more than two. This is Dune. You know, but architects, 20. 20? 20. Go for it.
Yeah.
Ah, great game. Love it. If you're not into that style, their style of kind of game, I don't know what to tell you, but I do like it. Their innovative approach to worker placement. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic, and that's great. So my 34, making sure I'm right, they're Architects of the West Kingdom. And what's your 34?
My 34 is, it's in this grouping of another one that has been compared to it. So my number 34 is Wingspan. So Dog Park supposedly has been compared to Wingspan, as in the Wingspan of 4 dogs, because the artwork is so beautiful, and all the components are very dog oriented, of course. But Wingspan is my number 34. I just love this game. Again, it's absolutely gorgeous to look at. The components are beautiful. I love how it plays. I love that you have all the end of game scoring that you can that you can do with your birds and collecting your birds, and how they very cleverly make certain birds do certain things that just fit very well, like raptors eat little birds and things like that. So I think this is a very well done game. I've not played any expansions or anything like that, just the base game, and I've always really enjoyed Wingspan.
Wingspan, yep. I'm not on the Wingspan wing of popularity, but it's funny people compare it to Dog Park, but the Wingspan is 100 times the game Dog Park is.
Yeah, Wingspan it's very clever.
Deeper,
They've
clever,
taken
it's
the
more,
birds
yeah.
and actually made tactics and strategies around the birds. That's not true of Dog Park.
There's a little bit of strategies.
A little. No, you're right. There is a little bit, but not to the degree of Wingspan.
So onward to 33.
And my 33 is a crossover with you. There might be, like she said, a lot of those, but a recent crossover. This is about the Egyptian gods. This is about Ankh. So it is the third in a series of games by Eric M. Lang and Simon. It is a trilogy. Blood Rage would be the first one. Rising Sun would be the second one, and this was the third one. So again, I think we've talked about this a lot. It is a game that we just didn't get back to the table.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just back to the table. Might be because, was it because of the bad painting job?
It might have been because of the painting.
Great minis, though, by the way.
Amazing
Fantastic minis. Oh, so good.
And if you're a good painter, awesome.
This is a game that I really, really recommend plays super good at 2-player.
Yes.
No.
I don't think I'd want to play this with more.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. But...
Maybe 3. Okay, Ankh. My 33. What's your 33, Jenny?
So my 33 is just a solid game. I think it may have been on my list last year.
Let's check. Wrong list. Sorry.
And that is Raise Arcana. So
it was number 19.
19.
It was number 19.
So another great game that you can just toss down, set up really quickly, play pretty quickly. A lot of strategy, a lot of combos, a lot of ways, engine generator, is that right?
Engine building, generating.
So that you can buy locations or you can buy monuments or things like that. So
it's a race to 10 points.
Yep.
The first person to get 10 wins.
Yep, race to 10 points. It's very quick. While someone else is going, you're already strategizing what you're going to do, so there never feels like there's a lag in this game while you're just kind of sitting there waiting for your next turn, and then it's your turn, just boom, 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 and then off you go again. So Raise Arcana, again, just a super solid game, very fun, always loved it. So that is my number 33.
I think it's probably fallen because you simply replayed it so much.
Yeah.
I think it's a game that's kind of worn out for you. Mm-hmm. All right. We're going to number 32. This, I tell you, is where things get a bit frosty, a bit nippy. Bit cold. Endless Winter. Paleo Americans. New game just delivered for Kickstarters, and these guys did a retail of it, and so it's all out. I think I got mine from Miniature Markets. So even though the Kickstarter people just got theirs, I got ours. We got a really nice version of it. Really great components, and a lot going on in the game. And I really liked it. Not as tight as I wanted it to be, but it might just get better and better. It's in the top 10 of a lot of people's lists this year. We are definitely, I think it can rise.
Yeah.
But it's early, so this is on. I mean, that it's in my top 50 after a month of play, that's pretty good. That says something about it.
Yep.
So
Clever
one
game.
of the cult of the news.
Yep.
Endless Winter, Paleo Americans, number 33. I think it was 33.
That was 32.
That was 32. So what's your 32?
All right, so my number 32, I think you already had it in yours, so mine is Sleeping Gods.
Oh!
Yep. So don't have to say much more about it. Campaign style game, open world, really fun. Love the artwork. Love the fact that we could go anywhere and everywhere we wanted to. Like Jason said, it got moved out of a main area, and we just never got back to it. So definitely a game that lingers in my mind of let's get back to that game. That was really fun. So obviously it's in my top 50. So Sleeping Gods.
Sleeping Gods. We're now moving all the way up to number 31, which is a crossover with one of the games you put in your list. I've rated it a little higher. It is about the single deadly sin. It's about lust. Only lust.
Just Lust.
Just lust. It's the others.
I'm surprised this is higher on your list than on my list. I did not think that would be the case.
I know. This is the pub meeple thing when you go back and forth and you say, would I rather play it? Would I rather play it?
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, it's been a while, and I'm like, I keep thinking about it and going, yeah, it's on my mind that I'd love to play it again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. And this is a game that absolutely is fun with more people.
Yes.
With more people. You got one person masterminding the evil. It's got that reaction system, which I really like. And then other people are all gaining together. They're going to lose some characters and get new ones. Yeah, it is a fun game for groups.
Yeah. And I would say this game also is one of those games where you can have an epic game, you know, which I really enjoy, are those games where you walk away from the table and you're like, holy crap, that was amazing. So this game can deliver.
Yeah, I think that's something that Eric M. Lang tries for, I think, consciously, is to create those moments, and the others can do it at the very end. All right. My number 31, the others.
32.
Nope, 31.
Yeah, you're right. 31.
So let's wrap this list, 40 to 31, up. Take us home. Where are we going?
All right, my 31 is...
Where are we going?
is Bloodborne. The board game. So Bloodborne is a campaign style game where you are a hunter and you are hunting some nefarious and evil beings in the city of Yharnam. I love the theme of this game. I love the darkness of this game.
Yeah.
The miniatures, holy crap, they are amazing. It's got a really unique battle system. You also have these trick weapons that your character has, and so it's got this very clever way that all the mechanics around the battle and using your weapons and everything like that works. So I like that you have some choices in the game, and if you stick with the theme of the game, you make the right choice. And sometimes the theme, it's a pretty dark game, so sometimes you make some pretty dark choices. So, and it works out. I think one thing about this game that we found is sometimes the story gets a little confusing because you're kind of flipping cards, and it's telling you to go find different cards to advance the story, and that seemed to get a little confusing sometimes. The cards would point back to a card you've already used and things like that. So could be a little bit tighter there, but Bloodborne, the board game, is my number 31.
Yep, I don't know if this will show up on my list. It might. I really like the game. I know it's kind of fallen off the radar for some people, but yeah, the only real negative I have, I think it would be so wonderful if there were no cards in the game and it was an app.
Yeah.
Just an app.
Or even a book, like a...
Yeah, the cards, and a lot of people are doing it. They're telling, there's these lists of 500 cards, and they're go to card 17, and then 230, and put it all together. And we played a couple of the scenarios where we're like, kind of coming to the end, going, this isn't solvable, and went back and read, and went, oh, I think this goes this way, and
It's a little confusing.
A little confusing stuff that just should never, ever, ever happen in a game. Like someone should have caught that. And those card systems lend themselves to that because you've got to fit every rule. So someone is sitting there going, well, we only have a certain number of characters on this card, so we got to make it succinct, even if it gets confusing.
Yep.
But I love the feel. I do like the combat system. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the combat system's cool. The
it is.
miniatures are amazing. The theme is awesome.
The bad guys are spawning. You're going through the story. The campaigns are short. There's like 4 chapter campaigns, and you can go to a different one. A different one. It's not this huge campaign. It's these small little 4 to 6 chapter campaigns.
Yeah.
Bloodborne, the card game. Okay.
Board game.
Board game. Yeah, there is a card game too. I've never played that. So look over your list. Any last thoughts?
I guess the one I was surprised by was Dog Park. So I did not think that would be in my top 50 and certainly not in the top 40. But I think it just is such a beautiful game, and I love dogs. So there it is.
There it is. Yeah, I was kind of surprised Power Grid was in there for me. Cascadia, I was kind of surprised that Cascadia was in there. It's a new game, but it's new, it's easy, it's something I throw down really quick, so that's why it's on there. Okay, everybody, what's coming up next? It's going to be 30 through 21. Can't wait to find out. Can't wait to find out as we continue our journey of the top 50 games of all time, the 2022 edition. This is the Game Warrior. This has been Jason.
And Jenny.
And we'll see you next time.